Mr. 120 Dreams, and this day right here is different, special, and we got a very special guest in the building. This is my guy Nate Dogg. I want you to first just kind of tell us your story. Tell us who is Nate. Who is Nate?
Oh man, who is Nate? Just a normal guy, just like everybody else in the group. 120 Dreamers. Pretty much started trading about a year or so ago. Finally got up the courage to ask Mike about Forex. I used to work with him years ago, and I always wanted to know about the charts and what he was doing, and is it a scam? Does it really work? But I was like, nah, let me stick to what I'm doing. But I finally went and bought a laptop and saw Mike and asked him, like, hey, what's going on with Forex? And you kind of put me on to the game, so I really appreciate it.
Cool. So tell the people where you're originally from. Like, tell them where you're from. Tell them, like, your background. Like, only reason I ask that because a lot of people come through the program. A lot of people want to do Forex, but it comes down to putting in the work, So, but what makes you different from people? Like, tell us a little bit about your background, your core values, and how you was raised, because that's important,
Yeah, of course. As far as how I grew up, single family home, of course. Mom took care of me. Gotta love your moms. But yeah, I grew up playing basketball, playing a little bit of football, playing sports, just kind of hone my competitiveness. So that's kind of what I bring to the charts, is the integrity.
Like competitive side.
Yeah, competitive side.
You don't like
not
to lose.
Not wanting to lose.
Yeah,
so
I get you.
And also, it's just like sports. So what I like to think of is like essentially, if I learn something, I want to master it. And that's the same thing I took to the charts with. Learning the charts. If I do mess up on the trade, okay, what did I do wrong? Going back and correcting it the next time around.
Gotcha. So what are some of your goals before trading? Like, what were some of your goals and ambition? You did say you play sports and whatnot. So, like, what are some of your goals and dreams, like, that you kind of want to manifest or whatever?
I always wanted to be successful. So pretty much want to be an entrepreneur. I do have plans to start my own sports academy for basketball. That'll probably be next. And I do have dreams to get into real estate as well. I want to learn that game.
So did you have any previous experience before joining 120 Dreamers? Like, as far as investing in anything? Like, your money in, like, anything previously?
I did a lot of learning on financial literacy. So I learned how to build credit, save money, save for the future, things like that. So I'm able to take that money management skills and intertwine that into what I do as far as money management and with trading. So it's an easy transition there because I already know how to manage money. So it's the same thing when you get these large accounts. You want to be able to manage it, keep your losses small, and increase the wins when you can.
Gotcha. So what would you say is give me the top 5 do's and don'ts from your experience of trading and investing, just in general, from what you've seen. Just top,
mm-hmm.
Top 3 or top 5, top do's and don'ts.
We'll start with the do's. Stay confident, stay positive, keep your head up, because it's a tough industry. You're going to take some losses, and you don't want to let the losses get to you. It's the same way in life. You get knocked down, you got to get back up. So just staying positive. That's number one thing to do. Another thing you want to do is study. You got to learn your craft. You're not going to become a millionaire first trade, so you got to study, learn what you're doing, and improve that way. Another thing I would say, as far as a don't, is emotions are key. If you are too emotional in your trades, you're gonna blow your account quickly. Go into revenge trading. You definitely don't want to fight with the market. You're gonna lose every time.
That's right. So how long did it take you? Like, how long did it take you? Like, okay, you started the 120 Dreamers Academy. You started step 1 like everybody else, but how long did it take you to actually start not seeing success, I would say, but start seeing some type of result, or some type of result to satisfy you and seeing the potential, I would say?
When I first started trading, I took 2 months to basically learn the literature, learn everything as far as the terminology. What is a pip? What's leverage? Things like that. I didn't place any trades. I didn't have any accounts. I'm just learning the craft from, I think it was February of last year to April. And then when April came, started learning, did a few demo trades, did well there. But it was real choppy at first, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of ups and downs, not using stop losses.
Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that.
That's definitely a don't. You always have to put a stop loss on there. What else should I say?
What about some dudes? What's some good habits for people out there looking to, get into the industry, but, maybe some of them are already in it, but, like, they haven't seen the results, and there's some, like, it could be the slightest thing, you remember, like, it can hold them back. What would you say? Some things they need to do, like, on a daily basis, to, like, keep them consistent?
I would say journaling trades are key. That way, if you are in a trade and it's a loss, okay, why did you lose? Jot it down. Were you in too early? Did you get out too soon? Things like that. That's helped me as well. That way, you're not making the same mistakes over and over and over again.
So I hope y'all got the top do's and don'ts. It's a lot more, but like you said, want to journal, want to keep track of what you're doing, so you can go back, kind of criticize yourself, see how you can, better get better at this, especially if you're taking it serious like my guy Nate right here. So, what pairs are you trading these days? Are you trading currencies, or are you trading indices or stocks? And I mean, what are you doing these days?
Lately, I've only been trading the indices, US 30 and NASDAQ 100.
Dow Jones?
Dow Jones.
Can't never go wrong with that.
That's my baby right there.
Killer.
You basically want to stick with one or two pairs and master those before you start branching out. So I'm still kind of learning everything, but those are the ones I stick with. When I first started trading, I used to look at every single pair that was out there. The peso, the euro ZAR, Aussie, New Zealand, everything. I could tell you what happened on each trade in each pair, but I never caught any trades because I wasn't focused on one pair or two pairs. So now, with me focusing on the indices, I could predict what's going to happen and get into some of those big moves that they have.
Gotcha. So, what would you say? I would say this is kind of going into the question of do's and don'ts, only for the reason why on this next question, I'm going to ask you, from what your personal experience, what are the best times that you've seen that you would say to the people that they should trade? If you're looking to trade, and I'm only saying this, asking this question for a reason, because I've been trying to tell people out there for the longest, when it comes to trading and investing, it's a lot more to it, but this is a key element, the best time to trade. And I've been telling people the market's open 24/7. We know that, 5 days a week, but I'm trying to get people to understand that that's not all the time you want to be trading. So what would you say is the best times for you to trade?
Best time for me to trade is the New York session. And those times are essentially 8 a.m. Central to about 11, 12 noon time Central. And the reason why I say that is because with the indices, they're based out of New York. Those are the times where the market starts to move and you see the large moves. So just honing in on that time frame alone has changed my trading tremendously.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're going to kind of hop over a little bit. So I want to ask you a question as far as you starting all over. Let's say you started all over again, right? If you started all over again, what would you... It's two questions to this. It's a two-part question. If you could start all over, what would you do differently? And my second question to that is, if you could start all over, what would you tell somebody out there starting new just like you did, something you would have did differently? Or you would have said, hey, don't focus on that, focus on this. Because you're wasting your time doing that, do this.
That's a trick question. Now, do I know what I know now? If I know what I know now, is if I had to start over, I would essentially, like I said, hone in on one or two pairs and learn those pairs. Do a lot of demoing first. When I demoed, I can remember the trade now. I did a trade in oil. overnight trade, got in on the buy position, woke up in the morning, it was up $1,500. And I'm like, oh man, I figured out trading, I got it. Now it's time to go live. Went ahead, put in a live trade, and I think I had like $500 in the account and blew the account because I put in like a standard lot. Didn't know what I was doing still. So definitely just slowing down and really learning the craft, doing demo trades, and being consistent in a demo trade for at least 2 months or so, 2 to 6 months. That's key, because what we want to do is essentially, I always use this analogy. It's like we're professionals doing this. You can't say that, I can beat Steph Curry and you never played basketball before. It's the same thing with trading. We can't not know anything about trading and then come in and say, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire the next day. Definitely got to learn the craft first. So just slowing down, learning the craft, and knowing that the trades will be there. I think I was so eager when I first got in. Like, oh, man, I'm seeing all these moves and I'm missing the moves. I got to get in. I got to get in now. But these same moves that happened today, same moves that happened yesterday, they're going to happen again in the future. So just it's a patient man's game. That's what it comes down to.
Okay. So my next question is this. It kind of fits into starting all over again, but my question to you is this. Starting all over, would you have went the initial route of investing into yourself, into a program, to a course, to learn the skill set? And I'm just asking this question, you not knowing what you know. Would you have took that initial step, investing into the course, and it being $197 per month, you're looking at the price, damn, this is a lot, but would you have looked at it the same way? Like, okay, cool, I'm gaining a lifetime skill set. Or would you have went the route of unpaid and just kept browsing the internet on YouTube trying to learn the skill set? What would you have done differently, or would you have done things the same?
You always have to invest in yourself. That's key. In any industry, in any field, you have to put together. Essentially, you want to learn the industry. So going and getting in the course is cutting that learning curve for me, and that's why I went into the 120 Academy, because knowing what you know and your experience can help me to avoid the mistakes of over trading, not using stop losses, things like that. I can ask you and like, okay, what did you go through, and pretty much pick that up and use it in my trading.
Your own way.
Yeah, because when I first started, I was trying to learn stuff from everybody on YouTube. I'm trying to pull stuff from here, pull stuff from there, and bringing it to my own style. But just when I got the 120 course, I'm able to hone in now, okay, go through the course, make sure I'm taking notes, things of that nature, and I can hone in and learn it more efficiently, as opposed to having a million different views from everybody.
Got you. I think a lot of people out here did that. I think I did that myself too. But like you said, having that understanding and the perspective, like, damn, if I just go ahead and get a mentor and somebody can, it's key. So that's why we are doing this interview, because I want people like, us to, to see the results, you feel me? And know that shit is real. You got a mentor, and me and you. Anybody that can do this, you just got to put in the work, as y'all can see, you know what I'm saying? So now we're going to get into the goodies. And I don't know if Nate want to do this, but I may provide some screenshots. We're going to cross out, information and whatnot. But like I said, we're transparent, so we're going to show you guys some of Nate's results of him, doing what he's doing just so far. So my question to you is this. I know you've seen a lot of different Forex programs out there, courses and everything like that. Don't be biased. Just tell me, what would you say has been the difference between us and all the other courses have you seen, even with providing you with the opportunity to get funded? What would you say has been the key difference?
Key difference is your follow-through. You're going to make sure that everybody in the program is successful. With other programs, they want to get you in. They want to have you start recruiting, doing things like that, and it doesn't even become about trading anymore. With 120 Academy, you've provided us with one-on-one mentorship, group meetings.
Zoom meetings be lit
all the time. Never forget the interview we had with Stacy Burke. That was legendary. That's one of my favorite traders. So you're definitely not going to get that with any other program. So it's just been a blessing to be a part of it.
So can you kind of touch on the funding part too? Like, how has that, like you said, I'm gonna structure this way so people can understand, because like they're gonna start. They go to markets. We're not planning this out, y'all. They go to markets. Markets are open. My next question is, you know, having the skill set that you got now, and being able to master it and know what you know now. What has been the difference of being funded on top of that? So now you know what you're doing. You got a skill set, but now they gave you the opportunity to, you know, leverage other people's money in a sense. How has that going? How is that going?
Man, it's definitely life-changing. It does take a little bit of getting used to seeing the higher numbers fluctuate. You definitely want to demo it first, because normally when you first start trading, you're seeing trades go up and down by a few dollars here and there. When you get the funded accounts, they go all the way up to 200,000. So you can see your account fluctuate in the thousands. You have to be able to be mentally ready for that type of change, because it is different.
Okay. So what would you say has been your biggest day trading personally? What's been your biggest day trading so far, number wise?
I actually just had it this week.
And we're going to put the screenshots up here.
Perfect setup.
Tell us the setup, matter of fact, because that's more important than money. And I try to tell people that I don't want you to state your numbers, because I do this with people as well. I say, I made this much, but I tell them the reason and how I did it. So that's important. I'm glad you said that. So walk us through that in the numbers as well afterwards. But
yeah, so like you said, it's not really even about the money. It's about the pips and the setups that you can catch. So I've been watching the markets this week, and I saw that they had just made a low of the week, which is very key. I trade off of highs and lows. Those are the biggest moves. So I saw that the market was coming off of the low of the week. I actually got into the trade during London, because in most bullish days, and this is a secret, so make sure y'all jotting this down. You're giving tips right now. If you're expecting a bullish day, a lot of times what you will see is the market will make the low of the day first, and then it will go and increase into the high of the day. So if you know that and you can expect it,
you can catch it.
You can buy at the low and let the trade run. So this is exactly what I did. I got up at London. It was about 1 or 2 in the morning. I see that they're making their low, so I'm like, okay, let's see if we can get into the trade. I did get a little impatient because it was taking so long. Around 3 or 4, I was like, man, I'm getting antsy, and I wanted to get into a trade. So I actually got in on a sale, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sell it to the low of the day, then close it and buy the low and ride it up. So of course that didn't work. I got in on the sale, and as soon as I did that, the market went up. So I closed the trade instantly. Okay, slap myself on the wrist, and now I know that I'm ready to get in on that buy position. So I got in on the buy. It went up about, I want to say 20 or so points. I put in my stop to break even, and I'm waiting on them to take off before I actually go to sleep and then wake back up for the New York session. They did one more stop hunt, so it took me out at break even. But I'm so confident in this trade. It's playing out to a T. I got in on another buy, and I did another tight stop loss, because at this point they already did their stop hunt. They're not coming back this way if I'm on the right side. So I got in on the buy, went to sleep, woke up at 7:30, right on the dot. It was right before 7:30, and I looked at the charts. I'm like, I'm excited. I want to see what the market has done while I was asleep. Opened up the laptop, and the market started screaming higher. This is 7:30, and the market really doesn't even move to 8:30. So I'm like, wow, okay. Let me make sure I secure some of this profit. I moved my stop loss into
very important, y'all.
Trail your stop, because the market could have came all the way down, and I've seen it do that before, where it'll scream up and then crash right back down. So make sure you secure some of the profits. So that's what I did. Move my stop loss up, and the market kept going. It went up another 100 or so points before 8:30, and right at 8:30 went up a little bit more. It was at the high of the day, and I closed it out when it started to fall back down, and the market it tanked the rest of the day. So I traded like the banks that day. The banks, they sell high and they buy low, and that's exactly what we did on that trade.
So how much did you make? What was your biggest day so far? What's your biggest day?
That was the biggest day. I think the total amount I was up on that day was about at least 28,000.
And we gonna provide the screenshots and everything, so y'all know it ain't real if you don't mind. Dude, congratulations, dog. Like if I say congratulations, I'm proud of you. That's an understatement. I say that to you all the time, but I'm dead ass serious, dog. Like, it's one thing for me to do it, and as you can see, I do okay for myself. But it's another thing for me to, do this. You feel me? And I'm for real. Like, it give me the chills, bro. And it really give me the chills, bro, to be able to show people this. But then people like you, they take this shit serious and they get results with it. They make me look good. They make you look good. And that's what it's all about. And I know you're going to pass it on to somebody else. I know when you have your kids, you're going to be able to pass it on because you getting results with it. You see that this shit is really happening. So, man, I'm excited, man. I'm stoked, man. I can't wait till you do some other crazy exotic shit because I know you are. But this is part 1 of the interview. I don't know if we're going to do an interview. Well, we definitely going to do an interview again.
Oh, yeah, we definitely got to come back.
Yeah, because this guy right here, y'all don't know Nate. Y'all don't know Nate. I know Nate, but y'all don't know Nate. But we definitely going to keep his journey in the, public eye, I would say, so you guys can just see it, witness it. So, to wrap things up, I have a few questions I can think of that I want to ask you.
Of course.
5 years from now, what do you see yourself? What do you see yourself manifesting into your life because of Forex? 5 years from now, what do you see yourself?
It's a great question.
Take your time.
Essentially, this Forex industry is life-changing. We just getting started, and I want to use this to manifest into my own sports academy, like I said. Not only passing along, teaching kids how to play sports, but just learning life lessons and being successful. In a lot of communities, they don't have the support that they need to become successful and see great role models and things like that. So just showing them that there's another way to be successful is something that I want to pass along to my community. So that's number 1. I also plan on getting into real estate as well. Just using Forex to kind of manifest these different things into my life. I know I'm going to be a successful entrepreneur, so that's where I see myself headed.
All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this interview with my guy Nate, dog.